Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be checking out a rear view mirror that's also a dash cam and a backup camera. So this is quite a unique product, and it works with the existing rear view mirror by mounting to it, and I'm looking forward to see how it will work. So the one I got here is from a company called VanTop. They got a really nice picture up front, very nice box presentation, some more pictures. So there's a clear plastic cover on top of it. Let's go ahead and take that off. And that reveals a pretty nice matte retail box. Great to see this attention in the packaging. So this is the piece that slides out, and then we have the main box itself. Alright, so let's go ahead and open it up. And we're greeted with a nice foam pad here on the top. So a lot of the newer vehicles are starting to have these kind of rear view mirror style video cameras. Alright, here we can see the mirror itself, and it's quite a nice finish. So it is plastic, but it's got a pretty robust feel to it. So flipping this thing around, so it looks like there's some kind of speaker or maybe breathing holes. These look like are the brackets that will go around your existing mirror. Here we have a button on the bottom. On the bottom we have the logo. And on the top here we have more information, which says the model number, which is H610, and there is a little reset button right there. Going to the top here, we have the USB power socket, AV input, and that might be for the rear camera. And this is where your micro SD card will go, which by the way you would need to have your own. So over here we have a little pass sticker, and if we take that off, there looks like to be another plug here which says GPS. And if we look all the way to this side, we can see there is a camera here, and this is your front dash cam. So there is a protective layer on it. We can go ahead and take it off. And it does look like it slides out. And look at that, it does. So you can adjust it back and forth as you need it, according to how large your mirror is. So far so good. Looks very nice and high quality. So let's see what else is in the box. There's quite a few accessories here. So we do have these rubber gaskets, and they're the ones that go around here and then around the mirror, and there are 4 of them. If you're going to run your wires through the car, you might need to pop some trims off, and that's what this tool's for. Looks like a sticker with a couple little screws. Another one, the 12-volt power adapter, which looks like to have a pretty long cord. And for the last part, we have the actual rear view camera with quite a long wire, and the reason it's long is because you need to run this all the way down from the back to the mirror itself. And at the end of all this cable, it looks like there is a plug here, and that's for the video. And then we have a red wire, and I'm guessing this red wire is probably the activation for the backup. So you would run this to, let's say, your reverse lights on your vehicle. That way whenever you're backing up, it can send the signal to the mirror to turn on the rear view. So there's a few more things in the box. A manual, very nice one, that shows us pictures of what everything is and how to install it. Very detailed. And then all the features, some specs. And it is in 5 languages, and we also get a little cleaning cloth. Alright, so far everything looks pretty nice, and I'm pretty excited to hook this thing up and see how it works. So before we go in the car and try to set it up and install it, I'm going to go ahead and turn it on here, and let's take a closer look at how it works. So I got a power wire here that should work with this mirror, so I'm going to go ahead and plug that in. I'll see what happens. So far nothing. Okay, so it's playing us a sound, and looks like it's up and running. Now I need to go ahead and remove this protector here. Okay, that looks much better. So I'm not sure if you guys are going to make it out in the camera, but the quality is actually very good. The resolution quality. So right now it's looking through the dash cam here on the front, and that's what we get when it first powers on. We tap it. It gives us a screen here. It says it's in 2K. Charger there. Looks like almost like a battery. I'm not sure if it has a battery backup or not, but it looks like we have a few options here. Okay, we do need to install a micro SD card. I do have one, so we're going to go ahead and do that in a second. Here we have the settings with a bunch of things we can change here and adjust. Very cool. Maybe that beeping sound as you touch it should be turned off. Here we go. They have that. Okay, now it's off. Very nice. Now every time I touch it, it's not beeping. But in any case, let's go ahead and try to plug in our rear camera, which is this thing here, and see how it reacts. I'm wondering if we even have to hook up this switch wire, because if we can just manually, control the rear camera, technically we don't really need the switch wire, unless you want it to automatically always change to the back. But it seems like you would use this constantly just for the rear camera anyways. So here on the top it says AV in, and this is where this plug will go. So let's go ahead and plug it in, see what happens. Okay, so it actually switched to the rear camera. So when I plug the rear camera in, it seems like it's working, but I think my power source here is not enough, so it's kind of distorting everything. And plus, we haven't took off the little protective film here on this camera in the back. The main thing I wanted to do is to confirm that it works, and it does. So for the next part, I think I want to go ahead and try to install this, and then we can kind of look at all the features and everything that it does, because it is quite unique because you have this really wide and narrow view here. So there is a few tricks you can do by moving it. As you guys can see, I can go up and down, not side to side because it is quite wide, but up and down. So that's quite unique for sure. And also swiping does different things. I guess this is reading the card. But as far as the initial power on, it looks quite good, and the quality is definitely much better than I thought it was going to be. So that's a plus already. Alright guys, so I did install it, and this is what it looks like on the mirror. So it's not on right now. Sorry that it's a little bit dirty because it's been used. It fits on here pretty good. It's actually quite sturdy, and we really haven't had any issues with it moving around or popping off or anything. So it does make it a little bulkier, but it's not a huge add-on. So, and you guys can see there's our power wire and our feed to the camera. And so the power wire goes down and goes into here. There's actually a socket in here. And the other wire just goes all the way through the car and to the back. And here in the back, guys, you can see where I put the camera. So it does seem to fit here pretty well. And I got the wire going out through the tag lights and then inside through the bumper and right through here. So this is definitely not the best way to do it, but to get this bumper apart is quite a big job, and I wanted to make sure that it was going to work for me before I did all that work. So but yeah, it just routes around, goes down, and then goes through to the front. So let's go ahead and power this thing on, and you guys can see it turns on right away. And this is what the rear view looks like. It's surprisingly better quality than you would think. So on the very bottom of the mirror, there's a little button right here, and if you push it, it turns off the digital part and goes to a regular mirror. So you guys can see the reflection. It's quite reasonable. I wouldn't say, it's like a regular mirror, obviously, but it's kind of like a darkened mirror. So definitely usable. Just don't expect it to be like a regular mirror, obviously. But yeah, if we push the button again, it'll come back to the camera. And this is so much more nicer. Just from using it and driving it around, you can really see a lot more than you would think. And not only that, it's really wide. It covers a very good spot. So even if the car is like right here on the corner window, you can still see it here, or even actually closer to the front. So it kind of works great in both favors. Before it even goes completely beside you, you can still see it in the back here. So it kind of eliminates the whole blind spot altogether. So if you don't see the car there and it's beside you, you'll definitely see it up front. But if it's kind of like in your blind spot, you'll definitely see it in here. So all right, so it's on and it's recording. So we have quite a few features here. So if we swipe it this way, we can play our files, and it looks like here we have 9 of them. I'll say play files now, confirm, and then here we can see all the files that were recorded. The car was stationary, and I guess it sensed that something was moving, so it started recording. So in any case, you can see it's playing live right there. So well, yeah, whatever it caught, you can watch it here. And if you swipe it this way, you can change your view. So right now we're looking to the front and to the back, and if we do it again, we're going to look just to the front. So if you tap it, you get all this information that comes up. So that's quite useful. So if you click it on this side and go up and down, you guys can see you can kind of go up and down on the screen. So this is very useful if, depending on how you mount your camera, if you need to go up or down a bit, you can do that here. And if you click it on this side and move it up and down, that is your brightness actually. So we tend to use it on the lowest brightness for some reason. After it gets kind of darker, it's, you don't have to keep switching it. And most of the time, it's more than adequate, even on lowest brightness. So here we have the settings, and if we click on it, you can see that we have quite a few choices here. You can choose your resolution, loop recording, time lapse, audio on and off, driving mode, license, sleep mode, the encoding for the recording, the frequency, USB mode, that's if you want to connect to your computer. Here we can turn off the sound on and off as you're clicking it. Here we have the speaker. You can choose it to be low, medium, high, or completely off. So here we have sound on and off, streaming media, and then our language. And they have quite a few languages here. Date and time, you could set that there. Format SD card and factory reset. And here it shows us that our G sensor is on and our parking mode is on. So over here we have a microphone, and we can mute it or unmute it if you don't want it to record you while you're in the car. And then here we can take a picture, which it does when you click it. And here we have the record button, so you can stop recording or resume recording. So yeah guys, this thing's quite interesting and very cool actually. And if you're wondering why it's in this car, is because this thing used to have a backup camera, but the radio broke in it, so I changed the radio, and the new radio, the backup camera just doesn't work. And to get it to work, I have to take it to the dealer for them to reprogram it and whatnot else. So, and I don't even know if they'll do it just because it's a different radio. So in any case, for this vehicle, this made a lot more sense, and it's actually much better than this because not only is it better quality, but you can see a lot more with this setup. All right, so we're gonna roll the footage that was recorded with this mirror, and you guys should be able to see the video quality straight from the SD card. Alright guys, well hopefully you enjoyed this video, and as you can see, this thing is really nice and it's definitely the technology of the future, and I think a lot of newer cars are going to start having this. So if you have an older car, especially that doesn't have a backup camera, and you need a dash cam also, which these days is invaluable to have, this mirror here made by VanTop is a very good high quality mirror. So if you've been wanting one, I'm going to leave some links in the description, so check that out. Alright, well hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.